Yes, hello, hi.
Yes, hello, hi.
Welcome, Amu Clarity and Rain Lawrence here with your new moon in Libra presentation.
Yes.
I love Libra season. Onyx's father is a Libra. Autumn's my favorite season. I'm in England in the northern hemisphere. Yeah, I had to think about my geography there. And it's very crisp mornings. It's not too cold that you're like, oh, I hate it here. But it's not too hot. It's just that beautiful transitional phase where you feel like everything's possible, anything's possible, opportunities abound. I love it.
You've been there for too long.
I
I
know.
honestly, I used to love autumn. That was my favorite season as well. You know, when leaves fall down and then you walk on the crisp leaf and you hear, yo, oh my God, this.
Yeah.
And like dressing, like wearing like 3, 4 jackets. This is the most comfortable. Yes,
But
I
like
used to love that season, but now it's cold.
yeah, and it's been a long time since I was in a nice hot country, so I've just, you just have to embrace what is.
It is, yeah.
We're not
Anyways,
quite there yet in England. Like we're not the leaves are turning red and orange and beautiful colors, but they're not on the floor yet. So it's just that gorgeous landscape of like bluish white sky and then all these russet tones. Oh, I love it.
yeah.
And it's of
It's
course another air sign. So I'm a Gemini. I'm joined by Libra and Aquarius as my other air signs. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh well, it's kind of different here. Like I see some tree become, because you know, for the tree to change color, you need a lot of sun and cold temperature. So
oh,
here we did have like hot and cold and hot and cold. So it's not really all turning. And yes, there is leaves on the floor because the one that did turn like few weeks ago, and then we had heat like all past week. So it's like it's there, but it's not there.
yeah, it's weird actually here because we've had like the hottest global year like ever. So
Really?
yeah, so September was the hottest month on record. This 2023 has been the hottest year globally on record. So yeah, it is, you can tell that it's autumn, but it's definitely a lot warmer than is usual.
Yeah, true, true, true.
But we just jumped straight in with our autumn appreciation, our Libra appreciation. So let me just backtrack slightly and just mention that I am Rain Lawrence. I'm the free birth doula. I form part of Black Queen of Pentacles, which is the coven that Amu and I founded. I am a doula. I support free births only. So if you're a woman and you're pregnant and you are planning not to have mainstream maternity or healthcare professionals attend you in birth, then I'm here for you. I know why you may have chosen that course of action, and I support that. I do not, just as a disclaimer, encourage anyone to free birth who isn't already considering it. I'm also a menstruality coach and a placenta encapsulation specialist.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is so inspiring for all the ladies. Yes. Well, I'm Amu Clarity. I'm a tarot reader. I also do video editing and crochet designer. I'm working on these right now.
Ooh,
Look how cute.
oh,
This
oh,
is for my father.
it's very Christmassy.
Yeah, well, winter. I mean,
Let's get
it's
Halloween.
Canada.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm trying to specialize in fashion for men. This is what I enjoy the most doing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, new moon is in Libra. So we was talking about this briefly before, before we started to record. And Libra is a very diplomatic, conscientious, fair, equality type of sign. They like harmony. They like hearing all perspectives and being the kind of detached voice of reason and logic. So, not letting your emotions run away with you and therefore choose one path based on that heart feeling. It's more actually on balance, less weigh up what is best. So with that being said, when the moon is new in Libra, we might notice some power struggles. So we're recording this on the 8th of October, Sunday, and just yesterday I heard about Israel having been attacked by Hamas, I believe it is, and so like my social media is like in flux, with some people coming down on the side of, well, you know, if you're going to oppress a people, the Palestinians, those on the Gaza Strip, for decades, then of course there's going to be violent retaliation. And then there's others of my friends who have family in that part of the world, and they're like, absolutely not, like violence is never the answer. So I think this new moon in Libra is a good place to try to take out all of the emotion of such world events, and to, rather than fight about who's right, but just think of the Libran harmony that we want to bring to that situation. So having compassion for anybody in conflict, you know, whether you get represented by Israel or Gaza or Palestine, you know, anybody who is caught up in conflicts deserves sympathy and empathy and compassion. So that's really topical. What else? It's a really good thing for detoxing. So not just in terms of like the physical, like what we eat and what we drink and the air we breathe, but also like the media that we watch, the friends we keep, the sleep that we're getting, basically everything, music we listen to, everything that we kind of have as an input. When the moon's in Libra, we can think about like, oh, actually, is that certain element good for me? I've noticed that my TikTok death scrolling, I've just really not been that attracted to that around this time, which is really good. Like I'm glad about that, because I find that I spend like 3 days on a TikTok doom scroll, and it's not even, you know, like I'm not getting news from it, like it's stuff I already know, but just reiterated over and over again in different ways by different like content creators. And I'm like, what was the point? I haven't learned anything new. I've scrolled for 3 hours and I'm still like here. So yeah.
It's funny that you talk about social media, because I feel this as well about social media. Like, so a few days ago, I ended up in Facebook jail. Don't ask me why. It's for a crime I did not commit. But like, I remember that the day before, I spent like half the day scrolling, and I was like, what's up with me? I never do that. Never, 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 never. So I was like, what's going on? I need to stop this. And the next day, Facebook jail.
There we go. So
yeah.
Like, yep, we can do that for you. I'll stop that.
Yeah, and I don't even use Facebook like that, but the one thing I use is Messenger, so Facebook chat basically. And now I cannot send message to anyone. I can receive, I can see everything, but I cannot answer. And yeah, and now for like 2-3 days I couldn't comment on Instagram, so I was like, well, what's the point of scrolling if I cannot leave my opinion there, you know?
That's the main part, isn't it? That's the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably the Libra influence there. Because yeah, I think you're right. There is the temptation to just spray your opinion all over the stream, but actually it's probably not the most nuanced way to debate with people, is it? Like, you know, if you're sitting eye to eye with somebody, there is always a little bit more patience and compassion, whereas it's so easy to just type some nonsense out and then leave and go do something else.
Yeah, I actually like 90% of the time when I leave a comment, it's for like knitting stuff or witchy stuff or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this is so fire emoji and things.
Oh, you're good. You stay out of trouble. I don't.
Yeah. No, seriously, like I don't really debate like actively on social media because it's useless. Then people are just gonna come and cuss you for no reason, like just because they don't want to hear what you have to say, or they're not aware of your reality and they think they know the absolute truth. So like I stay out of it.
Yeah, no, you're very smart to do that. I should take a leaf out of your book.
I have better things to do than argue with strangers on the internet.
Sadly, I don't. So with Libra, give and take is a really good mantra kind of thing. They do like to negotiate and compromise. So this could be a good time for like a restart in a relationship, or like kind of meeting at a place of on new ground into somewhere that you've not been able to connect. So you can get more of a like healthy, well-balanced connection when you both understand each other's point of view. And working in pairs is always encouraged under the new moon in Libra. What else to say? It's quite luxurious. Librans are quite known for their like love of comfort and luxury, kindness. So yeah, I think this could be a really nice new moon. It's also a solar eclipse at the same time, so this is really powerful. Solar eclipses give us this portal into like a totally new way of being. So I've been really looking forward to this new moon, not least because it's in Libra and I love this season, but just because of that potential. It's kind of reminded me a little bit of, you know, like the Lion's Gate that we have on 8/8.
Yes.
Like 10/10, and just this like the new moon is actually on the 14th of October, but on 10/10 we've got Pluto going stationing direct again, which I'll speak about later, but also this solar eclipse. It's like this idea that you can achieve all of your dreams and get the desired outcome in any situation. And
yes, please.
please, I know that sounds so like easy to say, but it is, you know, they're not every week. You know, a solar eclipse doesn't happen every week, so this could well be that shift that you need, because there are powerful energies at work, and it's about beginnings, of course, new moon, and intention set in. So with this new portal that the solar eclipse brings up, you'll probably have a bit more courage. Like Libra is a very courageous sign, like they just are kind of like guided by their sense of justice and what's right, and they're just like, no, this is happening because I deserve it, or you know, it's what's best. So just really be bold with your intentions this month, because yeah, you're giving that little boost by the solar eclipse.
Let's see which houses is going to be impacted. So if your sun sign or rising sign is Libra, is your first house that is impacted, which is about the awareness of self. So your identity, your personality, and also your physical body. So habits and things. After that, we have Virgo. So if your sun or rising is in Virgo, the second house would be impacted. This is about having possession, money, security. After we have Leo, third house, which is about mental activity, what you think, how you communicate, and also about siblings. If you have Cancer in your, oh, by the way, I'm Leo rising,
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah, communication, mental activity, and sibling. Well, siblings. My brother is gone for the next few days, so I'm not gonna see him before I leave. I go back to Jamaica. And he's been gone for a while, so nothing to say about siblings. Mental activity, communication. I feel like I've been more narrow-minded these past few days. Like I really have to focus because I actually have things to achieve before I fly back to Jamaica. So yeah, my brain is going like this all the time. All right, let's see now with Cancer. If you have sun sign or rising in Cancer, it's your fourth house that be impacted, which is about what you nurture. So your home, your family, your roots, really what's at the core of your day-to-day life, basically. Now, if you're have sun sign or rising in Gemini, hey girl. So your fifth house is impacted. This is about creation. So your creativity, romance, children.
Maybe Oni's gonna
We
get
love that.
I hope so. I mean, I really hope so. I am still single. I've stopped with the whole dating app thing because I was like, gross, horrible people. So yeah, I'm just looking out, keeping my eyes peeled for him. But yeah, I'm definitely way more discerning now. Like if I'm not into it, then I don't even waste 5 seconds.
If it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell fucking no.
Exactly. And it is increasingly hell no, hell no, hell no.
For real.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's okay to be selective because you know you're right and you know what you deserve. So why would you settle for less?
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy single. I do want someone. I have wanted someone for a long time, but yeah, it's not enough to like compromise on quality. So
Yeah, exactly.
watch this
Good.
space. Watch this space. One day you'll maybe be invited to my wedding, Amu. Hopefully.
Yay. Yay. Am I gonna be made of honor?
Of course.
Yay. Oh damn, I'm gonna have to wear a dress.
Well, you can wear a suit. That's fine. As long as you look smart.
All right, my turn again. If you have Taurus in as sun sign or rising, it's your sixth house that is impacted, which is about service, health, job, daily routine, and self-care. I can definitely relate to that. I've been on this journey for a long time, but right now, since I have so many things to do and I'm kind of rushing everything all at once, I feel like I don't have the space and time to take care of myself. And like my health is affected, my daily routine is all over the place. So hopefully, well, since I will be setting new intention about it, I'm gonna be back on track for what's coming.
Mm.
Now, if you have Aries as sun or rising, your seventh house is impacted. It's about any kind of partnership and marriage. So, yeah, partnership. My father is a Pisces and him have a new girl. He's gonna see that. And she's probably gonna see it too. Oh my god, hi.
Blowing him up, blowing up the dad. Oh, that's
All right. After we have Aquarius, if your sun or rising is Aquarius, your ninth house is going to be impacted. It's about exploring. So higher education or education, basically. Travel, philosophy, spirituality. So whatever help your growth is going impacted. After that, we have Capricorn in the 10th house. 10th house is about achievement. So career, status, your reputation, your legacy, your public image, everything that you put out there is going to be impacted. After that, Sagittarius, the 11th house. So yeah, it's about aspiration. So friends, groups, and goals, and whatever you aspire.
okay. Yes, 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 yes. But very much in a narrow belt of financial abundance, security, I moved from London about 10 weeks ago now into the Midlands, and my London flat was so nice. I'd been there 14 years. I had like made it beautiful, had everything exactly how I wanted it. And now I've just been transplanted into the West Midlands. I don't know anyone. I don't know where anything is. There's no black hairdressers. There
Oh
are,
God.
not in my town. So yeah, I just want to like lay foundations again so that everything's nice and just so and in its place. So that makes sense to me.
Yeah, really. Like feel comfortable, feel home again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, last we have Scorpio. So if your sun or rising is in Scorpio, your 12th house is impacted. It's about dream. It's about solitude, introspection, unconscious and limitation as well. So yeah, the more spiritual or emotional side of what's going on in your brain, in your head, basically this is where it's going to be impacted for Scorpio.
Lovely stuff. So drop a comment about which house you are, which house is being impacted rather, and let us know if you resonate and in what way that is manifesting in your life. We love to engage with our subscribers. So what else is going on? We've got Venus moving into Virgo.
Ooh,
So
I love Venus.
Venus, well, of course you do. You're a Taurus, that's your rulership. So it's all about art and love and beauty and romance, but it's in this very logical, practical and systematic sign. So I would say if you are single, make sure you're not like approaching dating or finding love in like a real, in too regimented a style, you know. I'm definitely guilty of this. I can get into the mode like it's like a tick box, you know. I'm like, oh hi,
Oh
yes,
yeah.
you're
100%, me too.
for the job of my boyfriend, so like, yeah, tell me your there's your CV. And it's not sexy and it's not cute and it's probably not gonna lead anywhere particularly fruitful. So
Yeah, but I guess it depends, because when you think about it, like I was gonna say, no, I'm not gonna say this, but my point is like rather have something rational that can last in time than something passionate that won't last 2 weeks. You understand? So like me, I'd rather have a list with tick box, and if you don't tick all the boxes or most of them, why would I waste my time? We just said it, like why would you settle for less than what you deserve, less than what you want?
yeah, I think there is an element of that, like just to basically cut the wheat from the chaff. But then when there is somebody who ticks enough, I think that's when it kind of comes into play. Not to just like rush into the formalities. Try to have this playfulness around it, not just like,
Yeah,
oh, you know, I want to confirm that what we are, you know, like
yeah,
thing, identify everything. Yeah, just have this sort of unfolding maybe more of like what may happen, what we could be, rather than just, I want a boyfriend, so is it you, you know?
yeah. I think more about the longevity of the things.
Exactly, yeah, because you don't
Mm-hmm.
want, of course you want the things that you were mentioning, but you also want spontaneity and excitement. And I think if you're too focused on results, then it takes a lot of that playful stuff out.
Right, true that.
I mean, look at me
A
giving
mix of both.
advice. I've been single 5 years. I mean, ignore everything I just said. I know my stuff. Moving swiftly on. So Pluto retrograde ends. So I mentioned this before, and it ends on the 10th of the 10th. So we've got this kind of highlighted energy of both the numerology of the date 1010 and also Pluto, which is this planet of control and domination and power struggles, the shadow side. Um, so it started to retrograde on May 1st. So since that time, if you look back, the way I approached this was I was thinking, okay, so if the planet of control and domination has been going backwards, maybe that means that its influence has been diminished during that time. So I was like, oh, hopefully, because you know, like the kind of government overreach that happened with COVID and just like our human rights being eroded, I was like, yes, please, let's have a slowdown of that. But in that time between May and October, there has been the online safety bill in my country. So that's basically been this really like dodgy way to get more control over what people can share online, how people can share it online. It's essentially giving the government and different agencies more power to say that's disinformation, that's misinformation, that's false. You cannot,
Yeah,
like you're sort of in legal trouble if you share it. So I was like, okay, well then it hasn't really slowed down very much, but I think we can kind of look at it more not like it's slowing down, but that it's like inspiring us to fight it more.
Yeah, I feel like it's coming in a sense of rebirth, reboot, restart, refresh. Like, it's like this way didn't work, let's try a next one.
Exactly, 100%. But I think what they are not counting on is that people are waking up so in such vast numbers, and people who have been asleep for so long, and or that was so fast asleep and so sort of following the mainstream narrative, even those people are like, oh, hang on, like that doesn't sound right, that doesn't seem okay. Like, so I think it's also linked with this permanent move of Pluto from Capricorn into Aquarius. So it's been kind of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And by November of next year, it will be fully into Aquarius. So Pluto in Capricorn is more about top-down oppression almost, whereas Pluto in Aquarius, it's this idea of the age of Aquarius and everybody being more free and individualism and, you know, like decentralized power, people making their own choices, living in community rather than like big nations that have like control from the top. So I think it's just one to watch. You know, Pluto has been retrograde since May. Whatever's happened between then and now is done, but it's now going to be stationing forward. So think about the areas of your life that are to do with like the shadow self, control, the way that you dominate, the way that you are dominated, and just be aware that Pluto is now back and on full power on the 10th, on Tuesday.
The 10.
Yeah, 10-10. Whoop whoop. So for me, I'm on the 10th. I have a very important court hearing to do with regards to the children's services. So I'm hoping that the new moon in Libra that comes shortly after that is going to give a lot of balance and, yeah, sort of like diplomacy and doing the right thing, you know, like taking all of the strands into consideration and doing right by all parties. So we shall see. We also have Mars in Scorpio. So Mars is this kind of fiery warrior planet. So when it goes into Scorpio, it means that you're going to have a lot more personal motivation. You know, the sorts of tasks that might have been on your to-do list for months or years, in my case, you'll finally have the energy that you haven't felt in a long time to like actively get on with those jobs. So that's
nice.
Yeah, 12th of October. So look out for that.
So right before the new moon.
Yes, exactly. Just 2 days before it goes.
So it's a good time to think about intentions.
Exactly. And like I said, be bold. Even if you're like, oh, but I've had that intention for 6 months and it still hasn't manifested, put it on again, because you're going to get that boost from the solar eclipse and you're going to get a boost from Mars in Scorpio.
Yes.
Yes, y'all. We have our first quarter moon. So this time it's going to be on the 22nd of October, sorry. So just watch out for this. I have this little practice. So when it comes around, I always look back at my intentions, because it's just a moment where you might stumble, or not stumble in a positive sense. You might be like, oh, I've achieved everything. Great. So I would suggest, if that's the case, set some more, because you have still got a week. Obviously have a rest also, but you have still got a week where it's not quite full moon, where you're going to be releasing, and it's no longer new moon. So just yeah, see if you can have one little last push and do a little more.
Yes. It's kind of nice. First quarter moon is like a second chance to set new intention or let go of intention you put in place but are not aligned anymore.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And as long as you kind of know that it's happening, it's always a good thing, because sometimes I'll get to first quarter moon and I'm like, oh crap, I'd actually forgotten what they were. So, you know, then I'm like, okay, come on, like,
Yeah.
on the horse, as it were. All right, so we're into ceremony territory. So this month, sorry, I thought what we'd do, because Libra is this really social, detached and rational sign, it's almost like justice and the law. So it's really taking all of the emotional charge out of a situation and just looking at the facts, with like the cold hard facts, without letting your emotions run wild. So what I thought we'd do is write down, think about an area of life that you're having an issue with, or that you are hoping for change or a new outcome in, and just write down, try to get 10, but it might be difficult, 10 outcomes that are possible, and try to start with like the most optimal, ideal, the one that you really want, and then just go down, and don't go too far in the direction of negativity, but just go downwards from your most favorable, because what that does is it kind of shows that there are so many moving parts and so many things that could happen. I think sometimes we get transfixed on exactly what we want, which is great, because the more we can articulate that, the more likely the universe can bring it. But we also tend to be a bit hyper focused, and we can lose track of the fact that there's like, the universe is huge, and like there's all these different spinning elements, and something that you might not want might actually be the better option, and the universe might bring it to you, and if it does, you're going to have to deal with it anyway, so you might as well start to entertain some of those strings, as it were.
Yeah, I feel like most of the time we think about the perfect, the ideal outcome, and then the worst outcome, but there's so many things in the middle that it's actually, it's exactly what you asked for. It's just not in the form that you thought you would receive it, but it's there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's exactly what I mean. Yeah, there's this spectrum, isn't there? So the poles of,
Not everything is black and white. There's a loads of grays in between.
exactly. So I have written mine down already. If you're listening to the YouTube, you can just pause and do this for yourself. And try, like I say, try to get as many as you can, 10 or more, but it is quite tricky. And then what we'll do is you can tear them into their constitutional parts, constitutes, and basically you can just burn all of the ones that you don't want. And that's a nice little ceremony.
And you keep the one you want?
Yes, you keep the one you want. You can pop it into like a little satin bag or anything you have that's pretty, and pop it under your pillow and sleep on it until full moon, which is going to be the end of October.
Well, I haven't put anything negative on mine, so I'm not gonna burn anything. And hopefully the first one on top is going to happen out of nowhere.
Excellent. Yes, nice. Well, this is the thing. I think sometimes doing this exercise shows that even the most negative one is like, you know what? I'm magic.
I can get away with it.
I'm resilient. I can work with it. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I made a little mantra. So as you burn, you can recite this 3 times. So I draw what's mine unto me, in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I draw what's mine unto me, in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I draw what is mine unto me, in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time.
I love this.
It's nice, isn't it? I just joined a Power of 8 group in this area. So there's this book called The Power of 8, by Linda McTaggart, I think. And she encourages you to get 8 people together and read the book and do all the exercises. So I've joined one, and that was what they used at the end of their so basically we get somebody to sit in the middle at every group, every meeting, and we come up with like this affirmation for that person, for something they're working on in their life, and then we all sit for 15 minutes focusing our energy towards that one person and
nice.
achieving this. And then yeah, that's what they used at the end, because it's kind of like drawing on this idea that there are all of these dimensions and we're operating in all of them. So we're basically saying to the universe to bring the most optimal one to fruition, rather than the lesser ones that we're not that keen on.
It's funny that you talk about the power of 8, because I recently saw a video. The man was talking about how this number is powerful. And for example, if you want to attract more, like he was giving an advice, like change your prices 44, or, you know, something that equals 8. Yo, I went change all my prices the same day. Everything have to equal 8.
Nice.
Because 8 is a power number. It's a powerful number.
Yeah, I'm a lover of 8, actually. I do. I've always liked 8. Okay, that's good. Hey, Amu, are you going to give us a tarot reading this week?
Oh my God. Well, yeah, I want to talk about the Justice card first. Let me find the Justice card in there. I'm going to show you like another example of what it could be. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so the Justice card, basically, like, this one suggests that you understand cause and effect, and that you understand that your choices have consequences, right? So you seek to balance and find the fairest, the best, the perfect outcome at all times. And so this is what another Justice card look like. So you see how well, it's actually well balanced, and in the middle you see the sword. There's a black side and a white side, so there's equality, balance, and I don't remember how you call those leaves or plants, or, but you know, in the Romans used to wear it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this. So it's all about, well, it's not all about legal matter, but it could be about legal matter, but basically it's about balance and equality and fairness. Fairness.
Yeah.
I want to pull.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
If you are feeling like you've been treated unfairly, it can be really visceral, can't it? And like send us into that mode of like, oh, I've been victimized, I'm being persecuted. So if you ever feel like that, and especially with this new moon in Libra to draw on all that energy, you can just hold your hand gently over your heart and just think about sending like love and forgiveness to not only yourself but to those that you feel have done you wrong, because Libra is all about harmony. So if we can bring in any understanding of what that person was trying to do, it can reduce that feeling of like, oh, I'm being hard done by, I'm being picked on, I'm being bullied, because that's disempowering, isn't it? So even if it's true, if you can get to a place where you're like, okay, actually I see that they may have been trying to do this for my better good, or it's made me stronger, or it's given me this new perspective, it's just going to be you, because there's like, it may be true, but does it help you to be wandering around like, oh, I'm so angry, everyone's out to get me? Like, it doesn't. So yeah, that's a nice little task that you can do.
Yeah, and even if it's true, I mean, reality is the person did what they did out of their perception, out of their reality. So you don't even have to care about their opinion, their point of view, or their the way they acted, because it's not, if it doesn't align with you, you don't have to accept it.
Yeah,
you can just step aside and let it go.
100%. Like with the children's services stuff I'm going through, that's really helped me. Like, I don't agree with what they've done to me as a family, me and my family, but they have this whole like machinery and philosophy, and you know, they're paid, they're working, and they some of them probably genuinely feel like they're doing a great job, some others don't, but all of that doesn't matter to me. Like, I just need to get what I need to get out of it. So if I can forgive some of them, or I can see their viewpoint a little bit more to my benefit, then just do it.
Yeah, because it's the same thing for them. I mean, as much as you're not what's that word, you don't agree to what they say or what they did or whatever, but the truth is they are only doing their job, and they are only doing what they've been told to do. So at the end of the day, it's not their fault more than your fault or anyone's fault.
Exactly. It just is. Yeah, that's hard for Geminis because we're like, no, justice should be served in all.
Yeah.
It's like, no, because we don't live in that world. We don't live in that idealistic Gemini world of like everything's fair. So
Yeah. Well, it's fair to an extent. I mean, you don't know how this, you don't know yet how this is beneficial for you.
oh my gosh, that's really helped as well. Yeah, that whole idea of like, yeah, you've hated this, but maybe something even worse was, you know, on this path and you went to this path. So yeah, fine.
Pretty sure you know what I'm gonna say already. Rejection
Is
protection and redirection.
yeah.
All right, I want to pull some cards. This is an oracle card, so I should say like what to expect or what to look forward like for the next, well, this lunation.
Ooh,
We have one card so far that came out. I want the next one at least.
ooh, hey, okay.
There you go. Ooh. Okay. Well, we have milk and honey.
Is that the
So
reason?
I love this card. This card is like, this card symbolize paradise. This card symbolize the perfect outcome, basically. Like, I mean, at the end of the rainbow, what there is usually a treasure. And it's card number 51, so it equals 6. You know that number 5 is about change, number 5 is about shifting, and number 6 is the number right after, right? So it's like not a new beginning, but it's like there is some kind of complexion somewhere. There is some kind of we reach somewhere.
Yeah, it's like leveling up, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And we have the other card, the second card that came out is, it's called Why. So this one is about asking question, but it's also about having the answers, right? So owning your truth will help you to actually see clearly, and it's kind of related to your basically perfect outcome, because if you know where you're going, there's no reason why you won't reach that perfect outcome. As we said, there's a lot of gray, right? So it might not be the same way that you picture the thing, but you're still gonna reach your little paradise.
Oh, yeah, man. I love that. I love that.
Me too.
Yay. Because, yeah, I don't want to be too like, oh, yeah, it's all about me. But, like, when I'm hearing that, it's such a nice validation because everybody just keeps telling me you did it wrong and you fucked up. And if you'd have just done this, none of this would happen. But it's like they are not privy to my path and Onyx's path and why and the why. Yeah. The like,
And the why. And
like,
you
yeah.
see, it's number 31. No, you cannot see, but anyways, when you reduce it, 4. 4, it's the number of foundation, solid foundation, building something solid, having like base. So if your foundation is solid from within, you're just building on something solid, right?
100%. And like, I could not have a shaky foundation where I didn't try everything, you know, like, because people are saying, oh, but you know, what if you'd have just rolled over? Well, then I would be the woman who just rolled over and has never fought. And that's just not, I couldn't, like, I could not, I can't even. No.
Yeah, for you, it would have been building on mud,
Yeah.
or like, which is,
even if it seemed like it got me success or what I wanted, I would just feel so raw and dirty, you know, like, you just were like, you just did what you were meant to do.
yeah, because it's not what you wanted to do.
And even now, like, I'm having to do what everyone says I should have done back then. And it's like, yeah, but I would rather fight for nearly 2 years and then then give up. You know what I mean? Like, if I'd have
And
just
it's not even giving up.
no,
It's not even giving up. It's about doing what you have to do to reach the perfect outcome. And if all the steps you went through had to be done, or had to, like, you had to went through all of this to reach where you are right now.
Yeah, 100%. Because I have such a newfound understanding and empathy as well for other women going through this type of thing. So in fact, I'd like to give a shout out to Sasha Jane 17 on Instagram. And if you have money or an interest in like children's services and justice and maternity care, go follow her and donate, because she's making this battle, she's fighting this battle, but hers hasn't gone quite so well. And I feel like it's almost my duty and responsibility to fight, because some people don't win, you know? And if none of us fight who can win, then all we have is the losers, you know? So my mum always thinks that's mad. And she's like, yeah, but you just seem like you're fighting on behalf of others. And I'm like, I am. And I can't not. Like, I wish I could some days. Some days I'm like, oh, if only you could just fucking lie your ass down, shut your mouth, get off your head. And I'm like, that I would love that. Yeah, but I'm a Gemini, sun and moon, and you can't. So yeah, that's really nice to know that it is all for, you know, there is a why, and we do get to the perfect outcome.
Yes.
Finally, after 2 years, maybe.
Yes, there is.
Oh dear. All right, my love. That's been gorgeous. So we'll see you guys on the 28th of October for the full moon. What is it? Where are we? In Taurus.
Taurus! Yay!
Fantastic. Thank you all. And yeah, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share, a subscribe. We are at Black Queen of Pentacles on Instagram and
TikTok as well.
We're here on YouTube and TikTok. Oh yeah, we've got a TikTok now. I didn't need to remember.
Yeah, we have TikTok now. We have no views but no likes, so go and like our post on TikTok.
Yeah, it, man.
Please.
Like it. If you watched it till the end, you obviously liked it, so like it.
Yeah.
And also, we will be out of Facebook prison at some point, so we'll be there soon.
Might be there soon. Yeah.
If Emma stops being a Facebook crib, we will. I know you're innocent. I know you're innocent.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think I'm just gonna have to make a new Facebook account, because it says, like, I cannot send messages like in Messenger for 1,000+ days, but it says I cannot do anything on Facebook for, the number is unpronounceable. Like, the number is this long, and it says days, and I try to change it in the amount of years. Even that amount of years, me cannot pronounce the number. It's this long. I don't know if it's billion or trillion or multi-trillion. I have no idea what that number is. I just know that nobody lived that long. Okay, so I'm in jail forever.
Okay, it's a Black Queen of Pentacolian. A pentakillion years.
But you know, that's the thing. I tried to open a Facebook account with the name Black Queen of Pentacles, and Facebook is telling me, this is not a real name. You cannot. Like, you have to use, they say you have to use a name like how people call you, Black Queen of Pentacles.
Exactly.
Like, how do you know this is not my name? I hate this. Like, even, on Facebook, I'm Amu Clarity. Best believe it's not my government name, right? But when you think about it, like, there's people in Africa who have names that doesn't look none at all how our name looks like, and they still have Facebook. So
yeah,
how can you tell this is not my name,
Sign, because I actually hate Facebook, but I know that Insta,
yeah, me too,
and whoever else, they own everything. But I don't know, there's something about Facebook is just the worst. So maybe we're not supposed to be on there. So maybe
I feel so that, yeah, honestly, this is how I feel too.
If I didn't have to be on there for business, I would definitely not.
I never, I haven't used Facebook for over 10 years.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? It's so bad. All right. Well, anyway, Libra, happy spooky season, everyone.
Yes.
We love you. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.